Hi, I am Arm. Today let's see an anime broadcast in winter 2023. Chillin in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. After meeting the male protagonist for 3 minutes, the female protagonist forcibly takes him to her house to see her parents. After that, the female protagonist even seduces the male protagonist into staying in the village with her sexy body. The male protagonist is named Daryl, and he has lived with 4 demon kings since he was a child for 30 years. But one of the 4 demon generals is dissatisfied with Daryl because Daryl can't cast magic. In their opinion, a demon who can't cast magic is totally a good for nothing. Therefore, Daryl is kicked out of the demon race. Now Daryl can only leave the city, and he does not know where to live in the future. He walks into a forest, and he hasn't eaten in days. While he is lying on the grass and thinking about where to get some food, a girl jumps over him, and a giant ape monster appears behind her. Daryl blocks the attack of the giant ape, but because he has been hungry for several days, he is quickly knocked away by the giant ape. At this time, he finds the dagger that has fallen out of the girl's bag. It is humiliating that the demon race uses human weapons, but now he can't care about so much. Fortunately, he uses the dagger indiscriminately and accidentally stabs the heart of the giant ape. Finally, he saves the girl. The girl immediately invites him to be a guest in her village. In this world, demons and humans are at odds with each other. Daryl is afraid that his demon identity will be exposed, so he wants to refuse. But when he hears that he can eat delicious food in the village, he finally agrees to the girl's request. Later, Daryl is taken back to the girl's home. The girl introduces herself as Marika and introduces her parents to Daryl. Her parents ask about Daryl's origins. Daryl lies that he was fired because the boss' son inherited the family business and thought that he was useless, and now he is homeless. Unexpectedly, Marika excitedly invites Daryl to live in their village. Daryl wants to refuse, but after glancing at Marika's ample body, he agrees. After dinner, Daryl stays in his room in a daze. At this time, Marika comes to Daryl's door alone, saying that this is the first time she is protected by a man, which makes Daryl a little confused. It seems that Marika has quietly had a crush on Daryl. The next morning, Marika's father, the leader of the village's Adventurers Guild, hears that Daryl is very strong and invites him to join the Adventurers Guild. But before joining the guild, he needs to sign an adventurer contract, which Daryl knows is only available to humans. He wants to find an excuse to refuse, but Marika forcibly takes him to sign the contract in order to keep him. However, the punishment that should have appeared does not appear. Just then, Daryl realizes that he is actually a human. Now that he has become an adventurer, he must test his abilities. Humans can infuse aura in their weapons to fight. Aura has 4 types, which are slash, sting, hit, and protect, and each of them matches different weapons. The 4 types of Daryl's aura all reach their highest. This perhaps can only be achieved by the legendary hero of humans. Marika's father believes that Daryl should go to the big city with his powerful strength. Seeing Marika crying aside, Daryl finally says it was Marika who saved him, so he wants to stay in the village to repay the favor. Marika's father then introduces the villagers to the new adventurer Daryl. Just then, an adventurer named Gashida, who has a D rank and looks down upon the E rank adventurer Daryl, comes to provoke him. After that, Marika's father intends to send some missions to Daryl to raise his adventurer level. Recently, a powerful monster has appeared in the forest, and even Gashida has not been able to destroy it. He then takes out a picture of the monster. At this time, Marika is surprised to say that this is the giant ape that was wiped out by Daryl. Daryl completes his mission even before it begins. This great ape is the monster that Gashida intends to hunt. Gashida is particularly upset that Daryl has stolen his thunder, and Daryl has been promoted to a D-rank adventurer because of this hunt. One day, Daryl takes on a task to collect herbs, and Marika offers to go with him on this mission. During the mission, Daryl discovers that Marika is also very powerful and is proficient in a lot of knowledge about medicinal herbs. He can't help but suspect that Marika was also capable of fighting back when they were attacked by that giant ape. Marika tells him that she doesn't dare to fight. Later, she shyly says that she hopes that Daryl will not call her Miss Marika in the future, but will be able to call her by her first name. When Daryl barely calls Marika's name, Marika hugs Daryl hard. At this time, they find a deer fighting against the ant monster, and then kill them. When the two take them back to the village, Gashida is furious because the ant monster was originally the monster that Gashida needs to hunt. Soon after, Daryl hears from the village chief that Gashida, in order to prove himself, has taken on a mission that only C-rank adventurers can take, which is to kill a blaze death scythe. It is said that the higher rank adventurers guild in the nearby town has sent a team to besiege this monster, which can prove that the death scythe is so terrifying. Daryl decides to go to help Gashida. Gashida's attack can't break the Deathside's defenses at all, and Daryl immediately helps him. He uses the Protect aura to block the Deathside's attack, and then infuses aura in his broken weapon fragments and throws it towards its body. The next moment, the Deathside's body is directly pierced. Daryl successfully defeats the Deathside, which surprises Gashida so much. After the battle, Daryl also helps Gashida bandage his wounds and then returns safely to the village with Gashida. Since then, Gashida has adored Daryl. Daryl often takes Gashida out on missions. Over time, Daryl finds something strange, which is that there are many vacant houses in the village. He asks the village chief about it, and the village chief tells him that there is a mine not far from the village, and the ore produced in it contains magical powers that can be used to forge various equipment and weapons. The village used to be a transfer station for transporting ore, so there were many people living here. But many years ago, the demons occupied the mine. Since then, the people in the village have slowly dwindled, and the village has become no longer prosperous. Daryl, once a member of the demons, is also familiar with the mine, so he intends to return to the mine and discuss with his former colleagues in the mine whether they can give some ore to the village. He hopes to help the village prosper again with his limited strength. When Daryl arrives at the mine, he discovers something wrong. The guards here are lax, and Daryl easily sneaks into the mine. There is a race called Knocker in the mine, and they are a race that specializes in mining. The Knockers complain to Daryl that since Daryl left, the demons have quadrupled their workload, and they can't finish their work even if they work day and night. Just then, the new overseer arrives at the mine, and Daryl hurries into hiding. The overseer complains that Knockers have not completed the mining task. While Knockers argue that the work is too difficult to complete, they soon start to quarrel, and Knockers, in anger, attack the overseer, who then orders his subordinates to kill the disobedient Knockers. At the critical moment, Daryl casually takes a piece of cloth next to him to cover his face, and then stops the group of subordinates. Later, he notices a strange smell from the cloth on his face. It turns out that the cloth that Daryl used to cover his face is the panties of a Knocker. In order not to reveal his identity, Daryl can only keep it on his face. The overseer sees that there is only one opponent and orders his subordinates to take Daryl down. Now that Daryl has learned the aura of humans, coupled with his familiarity with the skills of demons, he has easily got an advantage and captured the overseer. The overseer hastens to ask Daryl for mercy, saying that it will ruin Daryl's reputation if Daryl attacks him. It turns out that the overseer met Lord Bashversa, one of the 4 generals, at a ball, and they chatted happily, so Bashversa gave the work of the mine to him. Bashversa once fired Daryl for his incompetence, and now the new overseer is actually recruited by connections. Daryl cuts off the overseer's hair as punishment and then asks him to resign. In the end, Daryl successfully retakes the mine on his own. Soon after, Daryl brings the news of his recapture of the mine to the village chief, and he is willing to return the mine to the humans on the sole condition that the humans help shelter the Knockers. The village chief agrees to Daryl's request. Soon, the nearby higher-ranked town sends troops to take over the mine, and the village gradually prospers. At the same time, many problems occur in the demon army because of Daryl's departure. Daryl was originally an assistant minister to the 4 generals, but Bashversa was jealous of Daryl's talents and expelled him. Although Daryl can't cast magic, he has a great ability to manage armies. Now, without Daryl's help, the demon army is in chaos. The demon king calls Bashversa and then teaches him a lesson. Because of this, Bashversa becomes even more hateful to Daryl. At this moment, Marika finds Daryl, shyly saying that she wants to have a child. Just when Marika is about to propose to Daryl, Gashida's shouting interrupts her. It turns out that Fitbitin, an adventurer sent by a nearby town to guard the mine, looks down on the countryman Gashida, and the two have a quarrel. Seeing his little brother being bullied, Daryl is no longer polite. He points out that not long ago, it was the city's adventurers guild that was responsible for hunting the Deathside. However, they not only did not kill the Deathside, but also made it flee near the village, and it was Gashida who found it. Gashida excitedly says that it was Daryl who killed the Deathside. Fitbitin is a little shocked, and what Gashida said proves that Daryl has the strength of at least an A-rank adventurer. While everyone is busy taking over the mine, the demon sends an army to retake the mine. Daryl discovers that the leader sent by the demon is actually his old colleague Rizit. Daryl hears from Rizit that the demon army has been in chaos since he left, and Lord Droys, one of the 4 generals, sincerely hopes that Daryl will return. However, Daryl does not want to go back because of his human identity. After talking for a while, the two reach an agreement to solve the trouble. Soon, Daryl introduces Rizit to the commander sent by the humans to take over the mine, and Daryl proposes that the ore produced in the mine will be sold to the demons at 4 times the market price, so that the demons will not start a war. Fitbitin seems to strongly hate the demons, and he attacks Rizit directly, but Daryl stops it in time. The commander agrees to Dariel's request. The mine has been taken back by Dariel, and knockers have been persuaded by Dariel to help with the mining. So the commander appreciates Dariel's talents so much. Once the deal is done, Dariel bids farewell to his friend Rizit. Deep within his heart, he harbors a fervent hope that someday, against all odds, demons and humans may find a way to coexist harmoniously. The reason why humans and demons will fight for the mine here is that the magic ores dug up in the mine can be made into the strongest weapons in this world. Soon after, a mithril blacksmith who is obsessed with forging weapons comes to the village, and he can detect the aura in the human body through his hands. After he checks Dariel's body, he finds that Dariel is a rare genius with all attributes reaching their peaks. So the mithril blacksmith decides to help Dariel forge a super weapon made from magic ores. During then, there is an incident. The adventurer Fitbiton offers a duel with Dariel, who accepts the duel with a super weapon. The super weapon can change its shape based on the aura injected into it. After a fierce fight, Dariel wins. The commander sent to take over the mine apologizes for Fitbiton's offending Dariel. After this duel, the commander appreciates Dariel's strength even more, so he invites Dariel to work for the Central Guild. Marika overhears the conversation and thinks that Dariel will be leaving, so she comes to Dariel late at night while he is in the bathroom. Dariel accidentally touches Marika's body. He thinks Marika will be angry, but Marika isn't. Marika thinks that Dariel will leave the village and head to the better Central Guild, saying she will always support Dariel wherever he goes. After listening to her words, Dariel is sincerely touched by Marika, saying that when he was down, it was Marika who accompanied him through the most difficult times, so he will always stay in the village. Hearing that Dariel will not leave, Marika is very moved and gets close to him. After this night, the two get closer. The next day, Dariel tells Marika's father that he wants to marry Marika. Listening to this, Marika hugs Dariel excitedly. A few years passed. Dariel and Marika have become a couple, and they gave birth to a child. Marika's father gives up the position of village chief to the young and well-motivated man Dariel. One day, Kashida tells them that the hero of this world is coming to their village. Dariel recalls a terrifying memory. He saw the hero when he was in the demon race, and it was a middle-aged man who has terrifying strength. The hero hates the demons very much, killing countless demons in the territory of the demon race. And for Dariel, the hero is a savage lunatic. However, to Dariel's surprise, it is not the middle-aged man who comes, but a yellow-haired beautiful girl named Rady. It turns out that the former hero has retired, and Rady is the apprentice and the successor of the former hero. She is accompanied by two of her teammates. Rady comes to the village to forge a weapon using magic ores, and Dariel finally relaxes when he hears Rady's request. He takes Rady to the weapons shop, where the original mithril blacksmith is old and dead, and now the mithril blacksmith's apprentice has taken over the weapons shop. The apprentice confirms the aura contained in Rady's body. Over the next few days, he will forge an exclusive magic weapon for Rady. Except for forging a weapon, Rady is here for another reason, which is to find the last teammate to go with her to fight against the Demon Lord. So Dariel has to build a competition venue for fighting for her. The adventurers in the village participate in the competition, but Rady rejects them all. Kashida also takes part in the competition. When Rady is resisting Kashida's attacks, she doesn't control her power well and almost hurts Kashida. Luckily, Dariel intervenes in time, blocking her attack. Rady discovers that Dariel is the most powerful person in the village, so she challenges Dariel. After a fierce battle between the two, Rady discovers that she is no match for Dariel. After the battle, she sincerely invites Dariel to become her teammate and fight the Demon Lord together. Dariel just wants to stay in the village. Rady thinks that Dariel doesn't take advantage of his powerful strength. In Rady's mind, nothing is more important than fighting the Demon Lord, so she follows Dariel to see what he is up to every day. Rady sees Dariel working hard for the villagers to make the village better, and the people in the village have great respect for Dariel, the village chief. At this moment, Rady finally understands that everyone has different things to cherish, and in Dariel's mind, protecting the people of the village is much more important than fighting the Demon Lord. So Rady asks Dariel out late at night, and in the previous battle, Dariel blocked her strongest attack. Before that, there was only one person who could do it, and that was the former hero. She continues to persuade Dariel to fight the demons, but Dariel tells her that the demons are not as bad as she thinks, and most of them only fight humans to protect their companions. Eventually, Rady no longer persuades him to join her team. Instead, she asks him to be her teacher and train her. Dariel then agrees to Rady's request. Soon, another guest comes to the village, one of the 4 demon generals, Zebiance. Zebiance comes this time because she needs a new weapon made of magic ores, but she accidentally meets Dariel. She orders Dariel to give her all the ores in the village, and Dariel refuses her request. She wants to threaten Dariel, but is frightened by a look from Marika. Dariel is afraid that the two women will fight, so he quickly proposes to go out for a walk. Once outside, Zebiance casts magic, intending to teach Dariel a lesson. But what she doesn't expect is that Dariel has awakened his aura and is very strong in combat. After some fighting, Zebiance is defeated. Finally, Dariel promises Zebiance that he will sell a part of the magic ores for Zebiance to make weapons at a very low price. However, the crisis is not over. In the bathhouse, Zebiance meets Rady, who hates demons very much. Dariel is afraid that they will fight, so he quickly rushes into the bathhouse to stop them. But in the end, he is kicked out of the bathhouse. Actually, Rady recognizes Zebiance, whom she once fought against during her battle against demons. Rady asks Dariel why he knows the 4 demon kings. Dariel confesses his tragic life. He was actually raised by demons, and accidentally learned that he was a human after being fired by the demons. When Rady learns the truth, she doesn't blame Dariel. However, she still can't tolerate the demons staying in the human village. So Rady and Zebiance meet for a duel. Just then, Dariel's son wakes up and rushes towards them. An accident then happens. During the battle, the two women shoot down a huge rock, which flies in the direction of the baby. Dariel quickly hugs his child, while Zebiance and Rady strike together to smash the rock. Zebiance's attitude towards the baby makes the two women finally get along well with each other. The problem is finally resolved, but another person that Dariel is afraid of comes to the village, the former hero Alanzer. But in the villagers' opinions, Alanzer is a big hero. Hearing that the former hero comes to the village, they line up to greet him. Alanzer comes to the village this time because he heard that his apprentice, Rady, has been in the village for a long time, so he decides to come to Rady and teach her the skills he hasn't had time to teach her. Next, let's see Alanzer's teaching. Dariel finds that no matter how Rady attacks, Alanzer can easily dodge. Seeing Alanzer's strength, Dariel wants to quickly send him away. However, the accident still happens. Just when everyone is having lunch, Zebiance accidentally casts magic, causing Alanzer directly to locate Zebiance. At this moment, Alanzer wants to kill Zebiance immediately. Dariel fights against him fiercely to stop him. He can use all weapons with his aura, which surprises Alanzer, but Dariel is quickly knocked to the ground by him. Alanzer doesn't understand why. As a human, Dariel wants to protect the demons. Dariel tells Alanzer that he has heard that the reason why Alanzer hates the demons so much is that Alanzer's wife and children have been killed by the demons. Dariel was raised by demons since he was a child, and in his heart, Zebiance and the other demons are like his family. After asking, Alanzer knows that 33 years ago, when Dariel was a baby, he was given to Granverza to raise by one of the 4 demon kings, Bezetan. At this moment, a memory flashes through Alanzer's mind. It was the demon king named Bezetan who killed his wife, and later Alanzer killed Bezetan with revenge. Alanzer found only his wife's body, so he thought that his child had also died. But now, hearing about what happened to Dariel, coupled with the fact that Dariel has the same characteristics of aura as himself and that aura can be inherited, Alanzer thinks that Dariel may be his long-lost child. Just when Dariel is shocked, the village is visited by someone big. That is, Granverza, the one who raised Dariel. Seeing the demon Granverza, Alanzer intends to fight him, but Dariel stands in front of Alanzer and tells him that Granverza is like his father. In fact, Granverza has long considered Dariel his child. Alanzer is a little envious to learn that his child was raised by demons. Furious, Alanzer decides to teach Granverza a lesson. Granverza is willing to be punished by Alanzer. At the critical moment, Marika appears to stop the fight between the two and asks them not to show such an embarrassing battle scene to their grandson. In this way, Granverza and Alanzer learn that Dariel has become a father. After that, Granverza and Alanzer stop fighting, and they enjoy their time with their grandson. At night, Granverza and Alanzer find Dariel's father-in-law to drink together, and the 3 get along very well. Soon after, Alanzer tells Granverza his real feelings. He has just learned from Dariel that Dariel was raised by a good father, and he sincerely thanks Granverza for making his child an excellent man. The two shake hands and make peace. Alanzer and Granverza stay in the village for the time being, intending to spend time with their grandson. Just then, someone comes to inform Dariel that the mine they have previously retaken has been attacked by monsters. Dariel immediately rushes over with others, only to see a huge monster that resembles a flying dragon. The monster, which has a terrifying power, keeps spitting flames. With just a glance, Granverza recognizes this monster as the magical fire beast Salamandra. Strangely, Salamandra directly leaves after it sees Dariel, who senses a familiar feeling on it. Granverza seems to have guessed the identity of Salamandra, and he leaves with the demon Zebiance. Soon after, Granverza finds his son, Bashverza. He sees Bashverza's blood-red left eye and guesses that Bashverza has entered the forbidden land of the Demon Kingdom, the Demon Lord's vault, to steal the forbidden hex magic and summon Salamandra. This spell is very powerful, but it is also very dangerous. When Bashfurza was a child, his father was always very strict with him but very patient with Dariel. The reason why Bashfurza asked Salamandra to attack Dariel's mind is that he is jealous of Dariel. Seeing his father blaming him for Dariel, Bashfurza is furious and summons Salamandra, vowing to make Dariel pay, and then leaves riding Salamandra. At this moment, Dariel is rescuing trapped knockers in the mine when suddenly a huge strange face appears on the wall inside the cave. This strange face calls himself the magical earth beast, and the magic ore produced in the mine is part of his body. Seeing Dariel's weapon made of magic ores, he feels very happy because the weapon was made with great care. He intends to give Dariel a reward. With a flash of light, some seals of the magic ores on Dariel's weapon are lifted. Later, the magical earth beast tells Dariel that there will be battles nearby soon. It seems that the magical earth beast has the ability to predict danger. After the magical earth beast leaves, Dariel quickly leaves with the knockers. Soon, Bashfurza arrives here riding Salamandra. Bashfurza has always felt that he is the most gifted person in the demon race. He does not understand why his father always cares more about Dariel. Therefore, to demonstrate his strength, he intends to wipe out both mankind and heroes. Bashfurza, the most talented young man among demons, and Dariel, a descendant of great hero from history, engage in ferocious combat. They both use their strongest skills to attack, and in an effort to fend off Dariel's attacks, Bashfurza casts the forbidden hex magic and undergoes a transformation into a demon. At this moment, Dariel suddenly sees the childhood memories of Bashfurza. He sees how Bashfurza had always longed for his father's attention and approval, and had even modeled himself on his father. Later, his father brought back Dariel, and Bashfurza found that his father seemed to favor Dariel more, leaving Bashfurza feeling neglected and unappreciated. Afterward, Bashfurza was sent to the Magic Academy, where he studied very hard to gain his father's approval and became the best student of the Magic Academy, until he later became one of the new 4 demon generals. Despite his hard work, Bashfurza's efforts to gain his father's approval were in vain. His father continued to praise Dariel while treating Bashfurza harshly and neglecting him. From that day on, Bashfurza has had a strong feeling of hatred towards Dariel. The reason why Dariel is able to see Bashfurza's memories is that the forbidden magic used by Bashfurza has the ability to share the thoughts of the two, and Dariel finally understands why Bashfurza attacked him. He has always wanted to become good friends with Bashfurza since he was a child, but he doesn't know how to express his feelings. As a result of the forbidden magic, Bashfurza also reads the memories of Dariel's childhood. Realizing that Dariel had always desired to be friends with him but never received a response, Bashfurza feels Dariel's sincerity, and he realizes that he is wrong. He has always wanted to get his father's love, but he has neglected a good brother around him. Eventually, persuaded by Dariel, Bashfurza gives up the fight. Later, with the help of their father Granverza, they team up to defeat the out-of-control Salamandra. Granverza hugs Bashfurza tight and apologizes for ignoring his son's feelings. After that, Bashfurza comes to Dariel's house. He feels the warmth of a family, something he has missed for so long. They paint a picture of today's family reunion and hang it on the wall. In order to atone for his sins, Bashfurza decides to compensate as much as possible for those he has hurt, and then begins to travel the world to see the world cherished by his brother. After sending Bashfurza away, Dariel continues living his life. After meeting Marika, Dariel starts his second life, and he is determined to protect the happiness they have earned. That brings the end of this anime. At first, I thought this was an anime about work, but later I realized that the author wants to show us the contradictions between races. Just like Dariel said, humans and demons only fight for different positions, and most of the demons, just like humans, want to live in peace. So how to maintain the harmony between the two races is the most important, rather than vilifying and attacking the other races. Well, today's video ends here. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye!